That's Devante Carter. The player better known as ISO Tay is one of the only YouTube guys who played significant minutes at the D1 level. After a pretty impressive college basketball career, Tay played briefly overseas before emerging as one of the best players on the next chapter. His recent battle against Devante Friga has prompted me to scout the strengths and weaknesses in his one-on-one game with the hope of helping out his next opponent. If he pays attention, he could avoid ending up like this guy. Alright, before we get into the video, I do have a message for Commissioner Scott. First of all, I think the next chapter is the best basketball channel in the space right now, so you're doing a great job. But I do have a question for you. What the hell is J-Lou doing in these games? Did you not just host a 2-hour draft where you said this?
Draft, but the unfortunate news for everybody is you will not be participating in Season 10.
Look man, I liked the idea and the draft was entertaining, but he can't be playing if he didn't get drafted. That's just a massive plot hole. If it's gonna be scripted, and I get it, J-Lou brings in a lot of views, that's fine, but at least make it make sense. So for this video, I watched a bunch of Tay's games, and his signature move is definitely a spin move to get back to his right hand. To perform the move, he starts driving hard left. If the defender slides his feet in time to cut him off, he'll spin the opposite direction for either a layup or a short jumper. The move works for a number of reasons. For one, his first step is pretty quick, and he will blow by you if you give him the open lane. Secondly, he uses his body well to shield the ball from the defender, and he's willing to play through contact on the spin. And 3, there's a bunch of counters out of the spin that he can use to throw his defender off. I really like this possession. He goes into his normal spin move, but decides to stop halfway and spin back for the fadeaway. And overall, I'm just really impressed with his footwork. He always seems to be under control and playing at his own pace, which makes the move hard to stop. Tay is also one of the rare guys who prefers to shoot off the dribble rather than up top. His game honestly reminds me a lot of Joe Johnson's. He's always in control, never in a rush, and is most dangerous when he's able to get around the free throw area. While he has a solid little hopping pull-up, he's most deadly operating out of the mid-post. His go-to move is a post fade, and since he can shoot off either shoulder, it's very hard to defend. And finally, if you get too eager to try to block up top, you'll still get burned with the pump fake. His step through is so dangerous that you simply have to live with him taking and making the fadeaways. Tay's final strength is his defense. Given that he played at the D1 level, it's not surprising that he holds his own defensively, even against the top YouTube guys. In his game against Friga, he had a string of really great defensive possessions. Watch here as he presses up to discourage the 3, shades Friga to his left weak hand, and forces him to take a tough shot. He also has this weird knack for blocking jump shots. His ability to anticipate shots and get a hand up is really next level. I honestly don't know how he does this. Tay does have some weaknesses that I think are worth mentioning. His biggest is that he makes shots much harder than they need to be. He's obviously a very skilled player, but he sometimes does way too much with the ball. He could improve by simplifying his game a bit and taking the first open shot available. For example, here against Friga, he gets him to bite on the pump fake, but instead of taking the open step through, he turns back into his defender for a contested jumper. Here against Mike, he creates space with the half spin, but this time tries to force the step through instead of taking the open fadeaway. And this one's just terrible. He gets Mike on the spin, again with the pump fake, and then decides to fade away when he has a wide open layup. If he could eliminate all these extra moves from his game, he'll be even harder to stop. His last weakness is his three-point shot. In college, Tay shot only 22% from 3, which is bad. Now, like Nas, I think he's improved a lot as a shooter since then, but his 3-ball is still lacking compared to the other top guys. He'll sometimes have games where he attempts only 1 or 2 threes all game, and while that's fine against scrubs, I do think it hurts him against guys like Friga, who can at any moment string several threes together in a row.
No settle.
Overall, I have Tay in the second tier of my YouTube one-on-one list, next to Nesco and Uncle Scoob. When he's getting to his spots in the mid-post and taking what the defense is giving him, he can beat anyone I've scouted. You don't get the nickname ISO without being a bucket, and I think he's one of the toughest covers on YouTube. However, until he stops all the unnecessary pump fakes and hesitations, I still think he'd be an underdog against any of the tier 1 guys on my list. But as always, let me know what you guys think about his game, and comment below who I should scout next.